expressed on the following program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership.
Saints of God. Hey, yes, Brother Mike back on the radio. Welcome to HardcoreChristianity.com. Are you ready? Today's Bible study, the coming crash. It's right around the corner. Saints of God, let's get ready to go. This is Brother Mike, HardcoreChristianity.com. Saints, would you make a quick call and tell somebody the radio program's on? This crash is just around the corner. And this is information that every born-again Christian in the family of God needs to hear today on this program. I'm going to make a couple of quick announcements while you make that call. This is Brother Mike. I'm the counselor at the House of Healing, 33-plus years. And we are on 11th Street, just south of Indian School Road and west of the 51 freeway and east of the VA. I've been on the radio for 12 years plus in Maricopa County. Today's Bible study on the coming crash is something you really need to hear to help save you. If you go to the website, hardcorechristianity.com, you can check out our weekly services on Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night. Friday night's our main service. That's my teaching service, my radio listeners. Thursday night, we have personal, private, individual prayer for each person that comes. On Thursday nights, you can also watch the training video. It starts at 6 o'clock. In the event that you want to enter the healing and deliverance ministry. Great video if you want to get into this type of work. When you go to the website, you can also sign up for our free seminars. In addition to the free seminars, you can sign up for our Facebook page. You can sign up for our YouTube teaching channel. If you go to the website, please hit the PayPal button. So many of you have been sending us donations, and we thank you for it. We get a whole lot of donations in the $20 to $60 range, sometimes $100. Those are fantastic for us because each one of them pays for a radio program. And as I mentioned earlier, I've been on the radio for over 12 years and never even been late on a payment. Can you imagine that? I've never even been late on a payment. Thanks to you. Yes, we're able to pay all the ministry bills thanks to your kindness. I do not take a salary in the ministry, and I don't have any Joyce Meyer mansions or Creflo Dollar limousines to pay for. So all the money goes right into the ministry, and may God richly bless you for that. The coming crash, man, I need to talk to you for a second. I need you to listen to me for a second. As you know, we just came out of a bad recession. The worst recession we've had since the Great Depression. That thing kicked in, in the 06, 07, 08 range. I mean, that thing hit us hard. On a personal basis, I lost most of my net worth during that period as well. And this thing is going to happen again, and it may be worse. My guess is mid to late 2015, early 2016, we are going to get hit and hit hard. The quantitative easing program is now coming to an end with the federal government. This is a program where the federal government really helps us out and helps themselves out in criminal activity. If you counterfeit money in America, you go to prison for a long time. Okay, a long time. You murder somebody, you might get 7-8 years. If you counterfeit money, you're looking at decades in prison. Unless you're the federal government, they just print money and pay bills. That's what they do. They print money, they support the treasury market, and they borrow money. They borrow money constantly. Our national debt is so high now, nobody can even believe it. It's a figure nobody can even comprehend. I think it's around 18 trillion now. It's absolutely ridiculous. The federal government doesn't borrow near as much as the citizens of America. Our citizens of America owe more than 18 trillion. It's unbelievable how much debt this country has. Our future obligations federally and locally with cities and municipalities $60-something trillion has been promised to be paid in the near future. Of course, none of this is ever going to happen. But I ran across an article in Inside Business recently that I need to share with you. Here's what's going to happen if this thing is a normal crash. What's going to happen is sometime next year, the year after, the economy is going to take a huge dump. And inflation is going to come back. And things are going to cost more money. Things are going to cost more money. However, if this is a depression, if this thing's worse than all of us fear, we could face a period of deflation where the demand for goods and services is so low that there's not only no inflation, everything begins to drop in value beyond the cost basis of the service or the item. And if this happens, people like me who have been telling Christians, listen, you need to prepare yourself by maybe getting some gold and silver set aside, maybe getting your house paid off, different things like that. People like me who have been telling other people to do that, if this thing is a depression, we are going to face deflation. And for example, me, the money I spent on my life savings and I put in gold and silver is going to be lost. Gold and silver is going to crash. And I saw an article in Inside Business that may be the tip-off that we are running into a depression, not just another severe depression. Check this out. Quote, billionaires are holding mountains of cash, offering the latest sign that the ultra-wealthy are nervous about putting more money into today's market. According to the new billionaire census from the WealthX and UBS, the world's billionaires are holding an average of $600 million in cash each. For example, that's greater than the gross domestic product of Dominica. That marks a jump of 60 million from a year ago, and it translates into billionaires holding an average of 19% of their net worth in cash. Did you hear that? Billionaires, instead of investing the money in real estate and the stock market, which is what they normally do, or businesses, they invested in businesses, the stock market, or real estate. Billionaires now are on the sideline sucking up cash. Sucking up cash. According to their survey, listen to this, each billionaire averages $160 million worth of real estate, which is about 1/5 of their cash holdings. Can you imagine that? Billionaires are holding their cash. They're hiding. And here's why. If my predictions and my evaluation is wrong, and this thing drops into a full-blown depression, then I'm going to get wiped out with my gold and silver, and cash is going to be more valuable. Cash is going to be the position people are going to want to be in. What do you mean by that? That doesn't make any sense. It does make sense. If you have a lot of cash and the things that you need to buy not only are not going up in value, but they are going down in value, your cash, like a kid on a teeter-totter, actually goes up in value. It actually goes up in value. During a period of inflation, your cash is going down in value, i.e., ergo, your purchasing power is declining. Your purchasing power is declining. That means if next year, which is my best guess, 2015 sometime, maybe early 2016, there's going to be a major shakeup in the United States financially, and it may go into a depression for the following reasons. Number one, Japan is in worse shape than we are. Their stock market, as you know, crashed years ago. China is on the verge of a nationwide real estate depression. They literally have cities over there the size of Phoenix. I mean, with the skyline of Phoenix empty. China spent all this money building cities for the people, and they never came. The people on the farms, the agricultural workers that they expected to come into the cities, turns out they could not afford it, and China is on the verge of a massive collapse. Greece and Portugal will be defaulting in the matter of days, weeks, or months on all their debt, which will send a domino effect through Europe. Ireland, Italy, Spain, they're next to go under. China is loaded with ghost cities. The euro is dropping in value, and when this domino effect hits, the European Central Bank is going to collapse. And this is what's going to happen to set up the rise of the Antichrist. Daniel chapter 8 says, his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. He shall destroy wonderfully and prosper and practice and destroy the mighty and the holy people. Through his policies, he will cause craft to prosper in his hand. Check it out. What's going to happen with the Antichrist? He's going to come on the scene when the world is in financial chaos. You better start making some changes right now. Go to your storage unit. Take all that crap out of there. Sell it and cancel the storage unit. Cut your expenses left and right. Start saving money one after the other. You need, as a born-again Christian, to be a good steward of God's money, and you need to be prepared for the coming collapse, the financial chaos, the collapse of Europe, the fall of Germany, the gem of Europe. You need to be ready for this thing. It's going to hit us and hit us hard, and the Christians need to be prepared and ready to go.
Expressed on the preceding program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership. This program has been sponsored by Michael W. Smith.